Welcome back to Great Minds Think Alike. I'm Gabby.
And I'm Nick.
Today we want to talk about accountability. It's about self-trust, not about self-punishment.
Yeah, we want to talk about this on the episode today because with all the new stuff going on in our life, like we said last episode, it's busy season in our business. Allergies are kicking our asses, and we just got a new puppy who's taking up a lot of our time. We need to reset ourselves and get accountable with what we want and things that we're doing. So we figured, why not make the episode about it to help you guys with accountability? And that's with yourself, with your coworkers, with your partner, with your friends, family, everything. Always being accountable.
You can't always wait until you want to do something. You have to do it regardless.
Exactly.
And stay consistent. So let's dive into our business segment. So if you've ever set goals for yourself, didn't follow through with them, or if you're maybe feeling frustrated by a lack of results, this is for you.
Yeah, with our careers, whether you're an employee or an employer running a business, whether it's coworkers or business partners, we can always do better. All of us. And holding yourself accountable helps get you there. It doesn't matter if you're super successful right now or if you're feeling down on yourself. Holding yourself accountable and finding people around you in the work environment to hold you accountable will help bring you to that next level.
Yeah, so we want to take this on like a self-trust, a self-honesty route. So let's be for real. Are you doing everything for your goals that you can actually be doing? Like, open-ended question here. Mm-hmm. I personally know that for myself, I feel like my day's jam-packed. We have the podcast, we have real estate, we have content creation going on, and I still feel like I could be doing more.
Yeah, Gab says be for real. It means be honest with yourself. Evaluate yourself. We are all human. We all evaluate other people. Oh, Sally isn't doing her job, or so-and-so for marketing sucks. Or, you're always evaluating other people in business, or this distributor is never on time. This one's missing. How about you take that same level of criticism and evaluate yourself?
Yeah.
Are you doing everything you said you're going to do?
Yeah.
Are you making the calls? Are you doing the activities that you said? And be for real. Be honest.
Look in the mirror. This is about self-reflection. You have to look at yourself. Am I doing what I said I was going to do? Answer that to yourself, take this time and really soak it in. You might not be. This is why you're here. This is why you're listening to this episode. Let's change that.
Exactly. Self-accountability, that's part of it. Others need to hold you accountable too. So in the workspace, your coworkers, your manager, it may seem like nagging, but it's good if he holds you accountable. Your business partners, it is extremely healthy to hold each other accountable to things that you need to get done.
Yep, accountability partners work for a reason.
Exactly. Having someone else in business helps. And I also want to say it doesn't have to be someone at work. It could be your sibling, your parent. Let's say you're unhappy at your job and you want to move on. Your parents could be your accountability partners to make sure you're applying, or your brother, your sister. Hey, have you applied to 5 jobs a week? Have you updated your resume? It could be someone else in your life holding you accountable for something that you want out of your business life.
Someone that you feel isn't going to nag you, because then you're really going to resent it. Just want to throw that out there. If your parents are asking you, you're going to be like, ugh.
It's got to be someone you respect.
Yeah. But you know what? Yes, other people can hold you accountable. I want to take this back for a second. It's all about you, because no one can make you do the work. This is about choosing yourself. And the more you delay your actions for your desires, the more you have a delayed result. You need to keep promises to yourself, show up for yourself like you would a boss.
Yeah, it's true. Like, people clock into work every day. They do their tasks at work, right? Because they have to. But then when it comes to the tasks and things that they want, they don't show up. It's just weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, you should be putting yourself in the same pedestal that you do everything else.
Yeah, clock in for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And what you're saying here is at the end of the day, the core thing that's going to help is showing up accountable for yourself. But sometimes it's a bit difficult to get there, and getting help from others, showing up for others, can help get you in the groove of being accountable.
Yeah, agreed.
And then once you show up for others, you'll start showing up for yourself as well.
Yeah, it's always motivating to have other people and, go on a journey with someone else. Absolutely, if you have the opportunity to do it. But if you don't have someone that's doing what you're trying to do, outsource, or just do it yourself or document it, post content of what you're trying to do. Maybe if you're trying to run and get yourself to go on a marathon, post that journey and see what that looks like. You will find a community.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here to tell you enough of the bullshit excuses, enough of only doing things when you have random bursts of energy. Stay consistent even when you don't want to. Put this episode on when you don't want to do the work, but you need to show up anyway.
Yeah, and I've noticed you have time. People that tell me that they don't have time, like, oh, Nick, I don't have time for that, or I work, they're the ones that are wasting it.
Yeah.
The day doesn't end at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard for some people to realize. It does not end at 5, 6 o'clock when your work's done. We're adults now. There's things that you want to accomplish. You're going to have to do things in the evening, after dinner, at night. The people that refuse, that just cook themselves on the couch for Netflix and then just brainwash away, they're the ones that don't have time for things. I promise you there's time.
Yeah, like disassociating after work, I get it. Some days are tough. You don't want to do it. But the people that show up anyway, those are going to be the people that set themselves apart. But if you work towards your goals even when you don't want to, you're going to feel even more fulfilled. And are you too busy or are you just avoiding what matters?
Yeah, and what you said is true. Some days it's okay. You have a rough day, you want to go watch TV or you want to go relax, play video games. That's all right. But it's the people that have a habit of that every night that say, oh, I can't do anything. It's 8 at night. I can't work on that. Those are the people that don't have time.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's time.
And this is where time blocking can come in. And I get the frustration with time blocking too, because it feels like every minute of your day is planned out. That's kind of where I sometimes have reservations with time blocking. But if you at least just chunk time out, you can and create objectives for the day, that gives you more of a success rate to complete the task that you had planned for that day.
Yeah, it's true. It helps.
Yes, there's going to be days where we don't want to do things, but moving into our lifestyle segment, we want to give ourselves grace and not guilt. Self-accountability is about self-trusting and realizing that, yes, we're not perfect. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to feel the emotions. Yes, this may suck. Yes, this is uncomfortable putting yourself out there. But like we said in the earlier episodes, choose your hard.
Yeah, and it's not just about being hard on yourself. It's just about realizing that you need to do more and requiring it from yourself.
Yeah. This is about reflective energy, not guilty energy.
Yeah.
This is taking a look in the mirror and holding yourself accountable. Am I doing everything to make my dreams come true or not?
Exactly. Now, when it comes to lifestyle, in your life, people are holding you accountable whether you realize it or not. So your friends, when you have plans, your family, your teammates, if you play any sports, being a person of your word and doing what you say you will, even in things that don't necessarily seem important, is being held accountable. Whether it's in a fun way, like with hobbies, if you like to go out and do things, and you have a buddy you fish with or whatever you do, when you guys put a date on the calendar, you're being held accountable to show up for that. Even though it seems weird, that doesn't sound, it's what you like to do, but showing up when you tell a friend you're going to show up is being held accountable. Birthdays, holidays with family, it's not always convenient family functions, right? Sometimes you're busy and whatnot, but when you show up for your nephew's birthday or your aunt's thing, showing up when you say you're gonna is also so important because your family's holding you accountable to the relationship and the traditions you have with them.
And by doing this, you keep those relationships. You make everyone happy involved. It's important to show up for other people because you're going to want the same in return when it's your birthday.
Exactly. And this translates to other things, right? If you just simply show up for your friends and family, it translates.
Yeah.
So another good thing about it is journaling in a way. So I bring it up with the gym, with lifestyle. Let's say you're struggling at the gym. Keep a gym journal and track each day you work out. It could start super simple. a yes or a no. Put a calendar on your wall and either, yes or no on the calendar. And then you have to face yourself every day with no, 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 right? Or in a good way, like yes, yes, yes. And it shows you what days you went and what days you didn't. And that helps hold you accountable. And that journal doesn't just have to be with the gym. It can be with anything else as well, where you're visually holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, we've talked about tracking methods in a lot of episodes, and I get it, it's annoying, but taking that extra step just really quantifies the results.
Yeah, it's true. And then over time you can add to it, like with this gym calendar, it can go from yes to no to did this exercise this day, this muscle group, cardio, weightlifting, and it can become more complex. But the whole thing is keeping it simple to start the accountability process.
Yeah, and again, even if it's something like a walk, you didn't physically go to the gym, you could write that down as well, as long as you did the movement. The whole thing is trusting yourself, holding yourself accountable. Did I do this? Did I do some sort of effort to meet this goal today? Yes or no?
Yeah, and Gab, you know what I like a lot, a function that a lot of people have that goes into this?
What?
The Apple Watch. So on everyone's Apple Watches, you are able to link with friends, and it gives you notifications when they work out or when you work out what they did. We have it with each other. Utilize the function. So many people have these things on. Add a friend or two on there that you want to be active with, and you'll see every day. You'll get their notification, and you'll be like, oh, shit, so-and-so just went again. I got to get out there. Oh, my God, someone went for a run this morning. I got to get out there. It does help. Competition creates motivation.
Subtle ad. So I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, this is not an ad. They did not. I wish they paid me to say that, but because it works for
Apple,
me.
hit us up.
I'll see Gabby finish the workout, or a friend of mine did, and
You're
I'm
like, shit, I
gotta
gotta
get
go
out
to the
there.
gym.
I gotta get out there. So
Yeah.
simply utilizing tools you have.
There is a camaraderie with, looking at the Apple Watch and the competitive aspect of it. And I'm doing a challenge right now for real estate, like I mentioned last week, holding each other accountable. Like, oh, there's a leaderboard. Oh, this one's doing this much. And, just seeing what other people are doing and how you can better work towards that goal. It just really extra motivating.
Yeah.
So how can we rebuild our self-trust and hold ourselves even more accountable? What we can do is small actions consistently, daily, every single day. How can I work towards this goal? How can I hold myself accountable to this goal? Small steps. Don't overwhelm yourself, because then it's not going to get done.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say keep it simple at first. A simple yes or no. Did I do what I said I was going to do? No. Okay, it's not working for myself. Let me get a friend involved. Have them ask me, did you do what you say you were going to do? Maybe you'll show up more because you have to face someone. And that's it. Keeping it simple and just tracking if you showed up or not.
Yeah. And to wrap up this segment, I just want to ask, open-ended question, sit on it. Where are you letting yourself down? What is in the way of your happiness right now, and how can you change that? Mm-hmm. And with that, let's move on to our real estate segment.
With real estate here, I'm a mortgage professional, so, my instinct brings me to this example. So let's say that you have a mortgage, you're in a house, and one of your goals is to pay it off quickly, and you want to make extra payments every month in order to do so. You need accountability to make sure you're doing that. So you need to track when you do. One way you can do it is self-accountability, is tracking it. Say every month, did I or did I not do the extra payment that I said I was going to do? And if you ever don't, there may be some kind of punishment you give yourself. Like, I'm not going to do this, or I can't go out, or something so that you hold yourself accountable. Or even better, find a friend who also has a mortgage with the same goal. I guarantee you can make a friend with the same goal. If someone has a mortgage, we can run the numbers on how much money you save if you make extra payments, and you can get someone on board. And then prove to each other each month that you did it. Send each other proof that you made the extra payment. And every month you got to look at each other in the eyes, or call each other, text each other and say, did you make your extra payment? And you have to show up for them as well. That's a great way to make sure you're doing it every month.
Exactly. Use the buddy system here, accountability partners. How can we pay off our mortgages as fast as we can here?
Send a screenshot of the extra payment to your friend every month. On the first of the month, you guys got to show it.
Yep.
Show the extra principal. Boom.
So with real estate, how do we show up for ourselves, for our clients, do the daily steps? Cold calling, following up, keeping track. I've actually seen so much progress for myself by writing everything down in a spreadsheet. I have a company database. I wasn't really following it the way I am on my spreadsheets. What works for you, even if it's not something that's provided by your company? How can you look at your current pipeline, see what you have right in front of your face, and actually make moves towards those goals?
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. And I want to throw in another example. So we talked about someone who does have a mortgage. Let's say you don't.
So for our people here that are trying to save for a house, how can we hold ourselves accountable here? Budgeting, saving, making sure we're not doing anything that's detrimental to our credit, right? Like, what are we going to do to be able to buy a house?
Yeah, so I would like to bring the same theory that I did with the extra principal payments on this. Find a partner who's also saving for a house, whether it's your partner, like your significant other that you're buying with, or if it's just a friend who's saving for their own house at the same time, and literally go as far as showing each other your bank balance at the end of each month to prove that you're saving. You know, say like, okay, I'm here, and every month when the statement generates, show them. And you have to be accountable too. Tell your friend, hey buddy, didn't see the statement this month. Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Like, have somebody who's going to hold you accountable to make sure that that balance is going up every month. That way, when you're out and you're making decisions, whether to spend something extra or shop for something, be like, oh shit, John's going to see that I didn't save as much, and it could help you get better. So when you're saving for a house, find someone else that is and hold each other accountable.
And the bank statement might be a little aggressive, so you could also do a deposit to your high yield savings account, because remember, that's something liquid. That's where we're putting our house saving funds.
Yeah, show the deposit. I know. I went all in. I went straight into the most drastic, but you could also just show the deposits.
Yeah, the deposit. We are working towards this goal because we are depositing X amount every single month into our house fund.
Yeah, and it's so much easier to make sure you do it when there's someone else that's waiting to see the deposits are put in.
Yeah, and as a real estate agent, your realtor, I would like to hold my clients accountable if they need that extra step. How many houses are we going to go see for the week? I always hold myself accountable and make sure I touch base with my active clients on a weekly basis. But are you also going to do your part? Let's make sure we meet up. Let's make sure we're seeing the houses. How serious are you about this? And that's where you have to be for real and get real with yourself.
Exactly. Your real estate agent is an accountability partner. It's like, you told me you needed a house by June. In order to do that, we need to go under contract by this month, right? So we need to see certain amount of houses. You told me that you wanted to see a house every week. When are we going? You know, your real estate agent will be that kick in the ass to make sure that you continue doing
it. I'm really boom, boom, boom with timelines. I will always have your best interest at heart, but it's something that, you know, I will hold you accountable.
Exactly. And again, when you do own a home, let's talk about maintenance on it. You need to be accountable to keeping your home up to date, right? Whether it's internally or externally. And there's no better accountability partner than a nagging husband or a nagging wife. Oh, the yard looks like shit. Oh, the toilet's not working. This door's coming off. So it's funny. Your accountability partner can be your partner nagging you to keep things up to date and fix things. That, I feel like that's probably the best one to keep your house up to date. It's like, oh, this is falling apart, or this isn't working. You know, as annoying as that can sound, that's accountability to keeping the house in the shape that it needs to be.
Love it. I love the maintenance of the home. We got to throw that in there. To wrap this up, accountability isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about proving to yourself that you can do it. It's about showing up for yourself and choosing yourself, and that you're capable of more than you think.
Exactly. We're all capable of doing more than we're doing. We're all capable of doing more than we think we can do. We just have to hold ourselves accountable for it. And when we can't, we need friends and family to help us hold accountable.
Yep. It's about proving to yourself that you can be trusted.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Like and subscribe this episode. We'd appreciate if you gave us a 5-star review if you liked this episode.
And if you hate it, don't review it.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.